By having the barrels separate, I can fill the buckets faster because there's not enough water pressure to use a hose. So what I have here is I attach them there, and I have the barrels like that attached, and then when I water the garden, it's quicker to fill the buckets. And sometimes I go around to the front of the yard and I fill those buckets too, and I'm able to do two at a time, although they're not connected. If I had had another couple of barrels, I would have had a lot more rainwater. We had a lot of rain the beginning of August, and the last few days these barrels were overflowing with water. Now the sun is out today and I'm able to water them. But I actually connected this with a regular hose. I got a piece of hose and hose menders with female ends on them to attach them to the fixtures that I put in the barrel. Was actually, sorry about that, was actually for a 3/4 hose to a 3/4 hose. Then I bought a piece of hose for 78 cents and a mending kit with the fixture, or the female fixture, so that I could put the female fixture on each end and attach the barrels. And this way it just makes it easier for me to take the barrels apart if I want to. And I also got these barrels inexpensively. They don't have the tops to them. These are olive barrels without tops. So I did get some window screen and attach them with a bungee cord, and it works quite well. So this should save on the water bill quite a bit. As you know, I have quite a garden here. It's really overgrown right now, and it's probably bigger than I should have made it because it's a lot more work than I expected it to be. However, it's kind of nice having all these fresh vegetables to eat every day. There's a zucchini ready to pick, and I've got, collard greens, tons of collard greens. And these tomatoes don't look too good, the plants, but we had a lot of rain and they sort of didn't like that, I think. But the tomatoes look good on them, and my onions are all sort of falling down. I hope they're going to be okay. But my garden is pretty big garden, and I'm not very good at tying tomatoes down. Somebody needs to help me with that. I have some of these tomatoes I have on, they're standing up and they're in cages, but some of my other cages didn't work that well. I have fungus here that I'm not sure how to get rid of it. I've got to cut the leaves and spray. I'm going to do that tonight. And you can see there's some yellowing of some of the leaves, and I couldn't spray them while it was raining. You have to do it when it's not raining and it's going to be dry for 24 hours. So I got stuck with a period of time that I was unable to spray. My pumpkin now has some fungus. I'm going to have to cut those leaves, put them in a barrel, and just kind of hope it doesn't continue to spread. I had a beautiful little pumpkin and it rotted, so I'm very sad about that. I have another little pumpkin growing over here, and I'm going to have to watch it, and I'm going to have to spray it so that here it is right there. I'm going to have to spray it and hope that I spray with neem oil mixed with water, and that is supposed to protect them. So hopefully that's going to work, but I'm going to have to cut a lot of these leaves off. And when I do that, I can't touch anything else because it can spread throughout the garden. So I have to cut and then spray and wash my hands. Here's a pepper that's starting to turn red finally. These peppers don't seem to turn red, although it's rotted too, unfortunately. One of my cages fell right over there, so I really have a problem tying up tomatoes. This garden was just too big. It's too much for me this year, but I do have a lot of stuff growing, so it was just overwhelming to keep up with it all. Next year maybe my garden won't be this big because I didn't realize it was going to be this hard to take care of. I have a lot of these flowers here. And I don't know why, but I've got corn growing there that I never planted. And I don't understand that at all. It's hiding my flowers, which is annoying. But I didn't want to kill it. I should have transplanted it. So, anyway, the garden's kind of messy looking, but I do have stuff to pick and stuff to eat, which is good. And over here I've been watching this, I do have an acorn squash that probably is ready to pick and eat. I haven't picked it yet because I'm not positive, but it looks good. I hope I have some more acorn squashes. These got yellowy, you know, I think it's a fungus. And just too much for me to really keep up with all of this. Next year it's got to be small. Last year my garden was smaller. It was easier to handle. But anyway, carrots are coming up pretty good. Anyway, I've got peas and I've got green beans. I've got tomatoes. I've got squash and collard greens and cabbage. The cabbage didn't grow as big for me this year as it did last year. I had bigger cabbages last year. Not sure why. Those collard greens, I just pick a few leaves off of them. I have an awful lot of them. And I have maybe 3, what do you call that white stuff? But you can see if you look in there, cauliflower, and I need to tie the leaves over that. Like I took the leaves and I covered that one and I covered that one. So I need to do that with this one so that it doesn't turn brown inside. I'm hoping for more peppers. Haven't really gotten a lot of peppers yet. A few peppers, but there's a nice one there. And my jalapenos, I didn't get as many jalapenos this year. I have a few, but I've had a few small ones that I've picked. But I haven't really had as many as I had last year. I had 1 jalapeno plant that gave me a lot of jalapenos. Now here are some peas over here that are kind of interesting. See the peas? I've got to cook those. I've got to pick those, and look at that. They're getting too big. They were in the neighbor's yard. So, anyway, it's really getting messy now. Earlier my garden was much neater than it is now. The Brussels sprouts don't seem to be forming heads. But anyway, that's it for my garden.